Hi, Rose. It's Evan again. So I want to talk about it in a ramble now. So I'm so sick, so I apologize for having a little bit of a hoarse voice, but I'm still a little bit sick. So basically, I want to talk about in a ramble. I know Fred likes these rambles a lot. So basically, I want to talk about choosing the right audience, and basically, this has to do with different types of jokes or conversations you have with people. And obviously, this is kind of a little bit interesting. So I hope you enjoy this ramble. Now, basically, I'm not going to make this video too long, like 5-10 minutes long, but you get the point. So basically, choosing the right audience. I have written down the sticky note right here. So choosing the right audience. So basically, there are different types of audiences you can choose for different types of conversations, and that means people. So people say all the time, like, well, I wouldn't tell my grandmother that joke, but basically, people have different types of conversations with different people. So I want to talk about a couple different examples. So basically, I enjoy joking around. I enjoy telling people jokes, and some of my jokes are a little bit inappropriate. So, like people say, I want to tell my grandmother that joke. So basically, I want to talk about the different types of audiences you choose. So you have your parents, you have your grandparents, and you have older people. Then you have like your friends. So I have a lot of funny jokes I've learned over the years. Jokes like you get the point. So and when you choose the right audience, you have to be appropriate. So definitely like your parents, while they're not like 80, 90 years old, you wouldn't tell them like this certain types of jokes. So I have a funny joke that I told somebody a long time ago about armpits. Yes, armpits, and it's kind of a dirty joke. And it's kind of not really super inappropriate, but it's like you wouldn't like tell like somebody like your parents that joke because it's kind of like yeah, your parents would kind of take offense to it because they're older, they grew up in a different generation than you did, and and people obviously can joke around about things. Now, obviously, I'm not saying this is true in real life, so I'm not encouraging people not to take a shower every single day or be lazy, unclean people. So it's just a joke that I learned. So it's like your friends might find it funny, but your parents probably wouldn't find it funny because your parents are definitely people who are definitely more careful. They grew up in a different generation, 50 years ago, where there's a different type of tolerance. Like, if I said that to my mother, my grandmother, my grandmother would be really upset. So, Orbaner, it's like, when you choose your audience, you have to be careful. So, it's like I wouldn't tell my parents a joke about the armpit. And same thing, like my friends might find it funny, my parents might find it funny. And when you choose your grandparents, you have to be a lot more careful because your grandparents, grew up in a totally different generation than you did. Like I discussed generation rambles, and your grandparents and their generation, like, wow, it's going to be a heart attack, big ass cigar life. So basically, long story short, definitely choose your audience right. So I have friends who are my age who are 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and they find it funny. They find it appropriate. I tell my friends certain jokes or certain types of conversations that might be a little bit dirty, and obviously that's different because they're my age. My parents, they grew up in a different generation. They're like, you know what? I don't really find that funny. I really want to hear that because that's dirty. So my grandparents totally different. And obviously when you talk to younger people who are 13, 14, 15 years old, you do have to be a little bit careful because it's kind of like to be interpreted as being inappropriate. So choose your audience very well. Anyway, big ass, your life. Bye. Ramble.